Hey guys, Radioactive Gaming Productions here, and I am playing the Stanley Parable. So, let's begin the game. First of all, I will start the game by following
This is the
the
story
ending.
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alrighty then, like I was saying before, we will be doing the first ending where we follow everything that the narrator says. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, let's do it. And you can't really interact with a lot of stuff in here, but I don't know. Oh shit. Damn it. Hold on. Let me restart. Sorry about that. It closes the door and it's supposed to activate a different ending, sort of, but it didn't work.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
And I will also be doing like Easter eggs and achievements on this game as well, although I'm not quite sure how to do achievements and like how to redo the achievements since I've already gotten some of the achievements in this game. So I don't know, maybe you guys can help me with that. Oh, and if you guys don't know, this where it says input received, that's for another Easter egg, but I'm not going to be doing that at this time. So I'm just going to be doing the endings for now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep, the door on his left. 'Cause I'm doing what the narrator says.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The stuff in here is pretty interesting. Like, this is pretty funny. How to resolve a dispute with a coworker, let it ball up inside you, take out passive aggressively on other workers, resent coworkers for not supporting you. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure the slide is a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique, you most of all. But as you can see, they don't look very unique. Number of slides in this slide. Rate it which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Charts, numbers. I don't know what that one says. Oh god. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more stocks. I'm begging. Stop. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict unless you like the kind of person. Oh, whatever. Comatose. Less air. Pollution. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Alrighty then. And then you guys can like pause it or something if you want to read all this stuff, because I'm not going to go over everything, but yeah. And there's all this. Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager. Alright. Onward we go. Oh, but I will show you this Easter egg. This is pretty funny.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
It's just funny what the narrator says. There's really actually nothing in here, but, you know.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So we're going to listen to everything he says. And also, you can't jump in this game.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
And I have no clue what that means. Sweet FA. I don't know.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Yeah.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the Broom Closet ending? The Broom Closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I like how he put that in pink text and did all of the errors and typing.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
God.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Oh, am I?
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Just wait. So funny. Yeah. The narrator. I don't know what to say about him. Sometimes I trust him, sometimes I don't. He's just one of those types of guys, you know. And I turned the captions on in the menu just so that you guys could like read what he's saying if you can't like hear him very well. And also I turned the volume down a bit and I enabled saves, which is a pretty handy feature if you just want to go straight back to another like choice, or if you got somewhere that you shouldn't be or something, I don't know. But you can save and then load your saves back, which is a pretty nice feature. And this game was a game based off of the Half-Life 2 mod. It was called the Stanley Parable, which only had like 6 different endings, but it was a lot like this, although this one is a lot better. Speaking of Half-Life 2 mods, I think I'm going to do a series on Gary's mod with Jared and Michael, and we will probably play like Trouble in Terrorist Town and Prop Hunt and stuff like that. Most of those game modes. It'll be pretty fun. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Oh, come on, narrator.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too?
There you go.
I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Yeah, okay. Alright, that's pretty much it. I just thought that was funny.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So yeah, did you guys get the Broom ending? I loved it. It's weird because this door I've been able to open before, but I cannot open it right now. I don't know why that is, but...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
And you know, there's also an Easter egg. What? Oh, that must be for the keypad. But if you type in 1975...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
1947. I don't remember. I think...
Oh,
there it is.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
1947.
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
So if you guys didn't
Stanley
hear,
ventured forth into the newly opened passageway.
the original code is 2845, but if you enter in 1947, that works as well because that's the year that something happened, or 1940. Yeah, that's what I did. 1947 and 1974. I don't know. One of those years is like the year he graduated from college or something like that, and it's just like a secret thing that is also a code that works. And I can also go back here, but there's like absolutely nothing back here, so I don't know the point of it. Whatever. Let's continue with the story. And we're off. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I did feel peculiar.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself,
I do.
to question the nature of his job.
Why am I
Why
doing
did
my
he
job?
feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yep.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So that's another ending. Not gonna go that way now, though. Oh, should I do the Easter egg now? There's an no, I'm not gonna do it now. There's an Easter egg here, but I'll save that for a different time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Stanley's number is 427, which is over here somewhere. Oh, there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to
47,
believe it
right
couldn't
there.
be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was
There's
this the only
desk.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Apparently.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yep. So just so you guys know, this is the freedom ending, which I'm doing right now. And then I will also do the other endings in later episodes. Darkness.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
So pretty.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So there you go. That's the freedom ending for you. And probably tomorrow I will upload the exact opposite ending. I will do exactly everything the opposite of what the narrator tells me to do, because he's a piece of crap and I don't care about him. But it automatically starts you back here, so you can just continue trying to get more endings. But in the meantime, I will stop. So thank you all for so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, I guess. Bye!